Okay, so if I got this right, this is a game about being able to go back 5 minutes in time so that we can get together with cute girls. Did I get that right? I have no idea. I know nothing about this game. Y'all recommended it to me, and I just figured I might as well go and play it. Seemed cool, and I'm a little bit interested, so let's go ahead and start it. Let's just jump into it here. Oh boy, what am I gonna get myself into? Hopefully this game's good. July, summertime. On that day, standing on the rooftop, the one place in all the school reaching closest to the sky, I knew that I would soon experience my first broken heart. How sad. You don't need a reason to fall in love, right? That's what she said to me on the day we first met. This is the childhood friend, isn't it? This looks like a childhood friend to me. I smiled, trying to quell the anxiety so readily apparent on the face of my underclassman, Mio Suzuki. I gotta say, one thing I already don't like is I don't like that the text box keeps like resizing and moving, and then the text is really hard. I think I can change that though, so maybe I'll go in and change that. I don't know about the text box, so I just know I can change the font. Yep, you totally did. You were completely serious about it too. I didn't do anything. I think you did it yourself, okay? Mia was still as anxious as ever, but given her retort, I definitely could tell that she had grown a little bit more courageous. Well, I definitely remember it. Just forget about that. I didn't say nothing. Quietly watched Mia as she drooped her shoulders in dejection. That's one thing I can't ever forget. In a very short time, this girl was going to retry confessing her feelings to someone she loved. And if all were to go smoothly, I had helped her all along the way, but somehow I still couldn't get excited at this prospect of her success. So she's trying to get with another guy, and we're kind of like helping her do that. Wow, we're cucking ourselves pretty good here. Yep, that's the sky. Glanced up at the sky, then I returned my gaze to the iron door leading up from the school building. At that moment, a thought crossed my mind. Perhaps I don't want that door to ever open. You don't need a reason to fall in love. True. Gosh, like, this roof literally looks like it's, like, a pool or something. Because, like, if you look over here on the right by, like, some of these pipes, like, the way it, like, kind of has those lines, it just looks like it's, like, reflecting water. I know what you mean by that now, but I actually do have a reason. Okay, so her name's Miu, and I guess our name is Rei. Miu asked me, her face one of complete seriousness. She looked too serious, in fact. I wondered if she ever came to realize my feelings for her after all the time we spent together. You can do better than a childhood friend. Man, we're gonna get you some women, okay? Don't you worry, Justin's here. I got you. I wonder if she ever realized what feelings had blossomed from within her own heart. Oh my gosh, that's blinding. That was really blinding at that moment. Exact moment the door opened. What the? Who is this clown? Is this the guy she was waiting for? Person we were waiting for, Shuji Ishida, finally showed up. He immediately furrowed his brow at the heat and humidity. Looking at us, he gently called out to Miu first. Okay, so I'm fine with the text box like on the person that's talking. I think that's really cool, and I like that. I'm gonna have to change the font. The font is going to bother me because it's very narrow and hard to see. If I don't change it this episode, I'll change it by the next one, okay? Quietly watch them talk. A whole week. Everything happened in just 1 week, huh? No, never mind that now. I don't need to be here anymore. I shouldn't be here anymore. I don't want to be here anymore. Man, you know, that's not the answer. You don't have to jump, okay? I'm sorry, it just sounds like he's like saying he's about to jump. Because, you know, we're on a roof. That moment, Mio seemed to pick up on what I was thinking, so she turned back to Shuji for a moment. Who are you confessing to here? Shuji stepped back so that Miyu could talk to me. What's wrong?
Rei senpai, 今までいろいろとありがとうございました。
Yeah, we're so getting cucked right here. It's so bad.
今日、私がここにいられるのは全部先輩のおかげです。
I'm sorry. Can I turn this off? Is there a way to do so? Can I do that? Will that work? Oh, yes, I can remove it. Thank goodness. Okay, and then if I go, okay, perfect. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out the game settings. Like, this is really different than a lot of visual novels I played. It's like a little bit older feeling, right? I mean, this game I think is like 5 years old. So, I mean, okay, it's 5 years old probably for the Steam English release, and then it's probably even older than that. So, it's a little bit different than what I'm used to, I guess. You respectfully bowed to me. I didn't do anything, really.
レイ先輩がいなかったら、手を引いてくれなかったら、私は逃げ出したままでした。だから、私は。
Her voice trailed off in mid-sentence. It wasn't that she was stuttering or hesitating. She simply looked at me with innocence in her eyes, waiting for my answer to an unspoken question. I took her outstretched hand in mine. No, it's fading to black. We don't even get to confess. What is this? Worst game. Already hate it. Now then. I should apologize for the interruption here, but this is actually the finale to a long sequence of events which occurred in the first week of summer. Oh, that was in the future. Okay. The observant reader could probably already guess what's happening, but I feel like I should give a simple explanation. I had been helping my underclassman, Miyu Suzuki, work up the courage to confess to her feelings to my best friend, Shuji Ishida, and this was her second attempt at doing so. Over the course of 1 week, I helped counsel her to overcome her social anxiety so she wouldn't blow her second chance at it. As a result, I found myself drawn in by Miyu's honest, good-natured disposition, and Miyu also became more conscious of me as someone of the opposite gender. With the benefit of hindsight, I can only think about how cliched and problematic a situation this was. But let's get serious here. This encounter on the roof is the absolute moment of truth. At the 11th hour, do I take Miyu's hand, or do I encourage her to do this? The world diverges at that point. Oh gosh, I'm actually playing Steins Gate right now. That much is a given. This literally feels like Steins Gate right here, where we're talking about like divergence and making a choice, and you have that sound right there in the background. I'm pretty sure they do a similar one in Steins Gate. Maybe this is why you guys are recommending it to me. If you recommend me anything that's similar to Steins Gate, I'll probably enjoy it. I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm able to rewind time by 5 minutes just as easy as snapping my fingers. No, doesn't work. But no matter how many times I turn back the clock, I can never undo a real decision I made. What do you mean by real decision? Like a one that would diverge things. The real problem with time travel is you can never go back in time far enough to change the workings of your own heart. Not like it matters, I guess. I was trying to be serious for a second there, but I'm basically just a happy-go-lucky sort of guy. I've taken quite a bit of flack from others because I never really take anything seriously. The story isn't one with an overtly bleak, serious endings to speak of either, so don't worry about your own choices too much. But first of all, I'll have to give you more information to spur on your choices. Allow me to turn back time by a week so that you may have a better idea of what kind of people Miyu, Shuji, and I are. I thought you can only go back 5 minutes. He's already breaking the rules. The day it all started. The day Miyu fell from this very roof. Oh, so frick, somebody actually did fall off this rooftop. I was joking earlier, I promise. Uh-oh. I'm already getting myself into trouble with bad jokes. It was lunchtime in the classroom. I was reading a book since I'd already finished eating, then Shuji came over and started talking to me. Senzui. Is that my name? Am I Senzui? I thought it was Rei or something like that. Ah, okay. I was so confused. I'm like, what is my name? Don't even know. My name is Rei Sawatari. Though my nickname is Senzui, an alternative reading of kanji in my name, I held up the book for Shuji to see. The Door into Summer. I'll have you know that most people do. Okay. I don't want to hear that from the guy who's always engrossed in light novels. Hey, nothing wrong with light novels, guys, okay? Nothing wrong with those. Actually, give me a second. Alright, guys, what are we trying to read? What are we trying to read? I got a light novel right here for you. Bam. Pretty good. There are pictures in this one? Yeah, there's some pictures in here. For sure, for sure. It's a light novel. Look at that. Look at that. Pictures. Okay. Spice Wolf's really good. We got some manga. You guys want to read some manga? Okay. We got some Haruhi Suzumiya. Pretty good. Okay. I kind of sold some of my other ones because I don't really read them anymore. But that's what I got. So nothing wrong with some light novels or some manga, okay? I don't want to hear crap from this guy. Amen. Right back at you, buddy. By the way, who is this girl? I like how each person has their own color, though. That is really nice. The girl next to me suddenly screamed. I heard the sound of plastic hitting the ground before I could turn around, in time to see what was happening. A female classmate of mine, Makoto... Oh boy. Jonochi? Looked at the lunchbox of hers, which had clattered to the floor and sighed in exasperation. Oh, well, I couldn't have done anything. Hey, no, we can. We have the power to rewind time by 5 minutes. I'm not exactly sure how we learn about that. We'll have to find out. Makoto apologized, her eyes welling up with tears. Then she crouched down and tried to slip a piece of loose leaf paper under the overturned lunchbox, seemingly trying as hard as she could to pick it all up without making a mess. I stood idly by, watching her. That's what a real man does. Just sits by, does nothing. Girls never pack much in their lunch boxes, do they? I don't know. I feel like they're the ones who would probably pack the most because they make it really like nice and intricate. That's not the only thing I'm paying attention to. Whoa, you're flirting with your friend? Okay. Okay, I didn't know it was that kind of game. Talking about her skirt, right? Shuji, just who do you think I am? I'm looking at her boobs, of course. I can't see her panties from this angle, but I'm happy just to see her skirt flapping against her legs. What are y'all making me play? Why am I always playing these games where the main character is super perverted? Every single game you guys recommend, it's the same thing. What is this? It's okay. I'm used to it. I'm here for it. Doesn't mean I won't judge them. Dang, those are some big puppy eyes. Hopefully she hadn't overheard our stupid bantering. I mean, she was already pretty distraught. Yeah, imagine just hearing two guys, like, sexually harassing you from afar. That wouldn't feel very good. The air conditioning was running, but I could tell that the smell would linger in the air. Besides, I'm sure she didn't want to take the dirty lunchbox home either. It's a real shame, isn't it? Chuji seemed surprised to hear me say that. There's something I need to do anyway, so it's not a big deal. I stood up, took out my pocket watch, and checked the time. 12:46. I'd been goofing a bit, so now there's only 3 minutes left. No more like 2. Verifying my time limit, I walked over to Makoto. Makoto, Oh, Atari. Normally we don't even greet each other in the hallway, so of course she'd be a little confused. I'm not big on my family name, just call me by my first name. That's right. Regarding what I was about to do, I knew full well it wouldn't cause any problems for me, but I could still feel my cheeks burning. Probably isn't the best time, but would you go out with me if I told you that I liked you? What? A blank expression. The other students who heard me were also left speechless. That's right, a confession. There was an immediate uproar in the room. Wow, he's so straightforward. What the hell? Even in the people in the hallway were looking in to see what the big fuss was about. So this is his play. Just ask out girls, and if they say no, just rewind. From your reaction, I suppose it's not completely out of the question. She laughed awkwardly as her cheeks blushed rosy red. Oh no, there's the butt. As soon as you hear but, everything is over.
ごめん、レイ君とはほとんど話したこともないし、すぐには返事できないな。
That's why we asked it as a theoretical, like, oh, hey, if I asked you out, would you go out with me? Just asking. Just want to know. Just curious. No worries, I don't mind if you can't give me an answer right now. Check the time of my pocket watch again. It's about time. Well, anyways, farewell.
さよなら。
Be careful with your lunchbox from now on, though I guess there isn't much point in lecturing you about it now. I ignored her question, smiled, and waved my hand. Bye-bye. Then I took the pocket watch in my hand and hurled it to the ground. The world before me shattered. Wow, why would you break that? It was a nice pocket watch. How rude. Oh, my cat's trying to get past this whole selection of goodies I got. Yep, that's a train. Okay, so time stopped. Oh, it's rewinding. It's just like you're rewinding a VCR tape.
さんずい、何読んでるんだ?
Alright, so I brought some books. You know, we got Spice and Wolf. If I really like light novels, you know, still kidding. Just acting like I'm rewinding. Picked up a Shuji, who's right next to me. So 5 minutes ago was right about here then. I cut it pretty close there. Nothing, just talking to myself. Just do that quite often. This time I gave Shuji the book without telling him the title and stood up from my
おい、
seat.
どこ行くんだよ?
Just wait there a second, it won't be long. Should be about 10 seconds from now. This guy, he's just using his power to pick up on women, like any other guy would do. How terrible. I actually strolled over by where Makoto was sitting. To be fair, though, he's doing a nice thing. With not so great intentions. She was eating lunch with another girl, but she was more focused on conversation than her food. Then while she wasn't looking, she tried to reach for her black tea and her elbow bumped against her lunchbox on the table's end. The lunchbox nearly fell off the table, but I was right there to grab it before it fell.
沢鳥君?
Makoto stood up from her seat, clearly surprised at everything that just occurred. That was close.
そうだね。はあ、びっくりした。本当に
Yeah.
ありがとう。
Crazy coincidence. I just happened to be in the right spot at the right time. Don't worry about it. Also, I'm just not big on my family names. Call me by my first name.
くん、わかった。じゃあ、私も誠でいいよ。本当にありがとう。
Perfect. All right, I like it. Affection level up. I like how he said that. Turned to my seat, feeling content. This guy's been playing too much dating sims. Behind me, the other girls in the room were excitedly gossiping about Makoto.
やるな、かっこつけ。
I wouldn't say that. It just would have really sucked if she actually dropped her
い
lunchbox.
きなり立ち上がるから何かと思ったけど、よく危ないって気づいたな。
I'm crazy. Just a coincidence, really. It's had a hunch.
お前、最近余裕あるよな。
Shuji put my book back down on my desk. He just seemed to be processing what just happened. Okay, so we're a little bit over 15 minutes into the game. Here's my prediction. What's going on? He got this pocket watch from his grandpa, and that's how his grandpa like ended up with his grandma or whatever. That's my prediction. What's gonna happen?
ところでこれ、夏への扉ってタイムスリップの話だよな。
Time travel story. I like time travel stories. Seems like it, though. I only just started it, so I'm not totally sure
タイ
yet.
ムスリップできたら最強だよな。
Yeah. Crazy. It would depend on how far back you could go, though. For instance, what would you do if you could only go back 5 minutes once an hour?
5分だけ?
Yeah, just 5 minutes.
そりゃ短いな。それだとあまり大したことはできそうにないぞ。
You know, Shuji, this is why you don't have this power. You're not creative enough to think of what you could do for rewinding time 5 minutes once an hour. You could do a lot. You could stop someone from dropping their lunchbox, though.
はは
You can make as much easy money off lottery tickets as you wanted to. You can confess your feelings to a cute girl to see how she takes it. Even if she turns you down, you could just rewind time and start over.
なるほど。お前、バカなこと考えてるな。
Sure, fantasizing, yep. If you know any other good ways to use that kind of power, I'd like to hear them. He's like trying to He's trying to like pull it. Just like, okay, what do you think I could do, guys? He's like logging onto Reddit right now. It's like, if you had the power to turn back time by 5 minutes, what would you do? He's getting ideas.
暇すぎたら考えとくよ。
Shuchi gave me an apathetic sort of laugh and then waddled back over to his seat. He's just like, man, my friend is crazy. Wasting his time thinking about this garbage. Guess he just wanted to know what book I was reading since he never really sees me reading much of anything. He never really takes me seriously anyways. Just talking to myself again. Holding the book under my arm, I glanced at this notepad app on my smartphone. The note I'd opened was a list containing the names of all the cute girls in our school that I'd taken a liking to. Reminds me of a certain book. Somebody in that book did the same thing. Wrote good chemistry next to Makoto Jonomichi's name on the list. Satisfied with that, I then pulled out my pocket watch. Just in case I need it, is there a log? Dynamic text box. Oh, can I make it static? Okay. Ooh, I kind of like that. I mean, I like the other one too, but I'm like, I kind of like this as well. My power to rewind time by 5 minutes. The strangely limited power for little creativity on my part, there's plenty of opportunities to make good use of it. I'm actually going to go back because now I've gotten used to it. And now I don't think I could go back, at least for this novel. I'm like, I kind of like that it's just doing its own thing. I didn't like it at first, but now I do. No matter what, I have to meet the girl of my dreams. I have the power to look ahead in my life and start over when I need to, all thanks to this pocket watch. After all, I've already died once. Okay. What? What do you mean you died? Did he die and then it shattered so it like put him back in time? It was a few days earlier on a Sunday. I live in a room in the annex of a traditionally styled house. You live in a nice house, is what I'm seeing. Which does not have air conditioning. Ugh. Imagine not having air conditioning. The heat wasn't bothering me so much as the humidity, so I was considering going to cool off in a convenience store, a bookstore for a bit, but then my father called for me. He told me he was cleaning out the garage when he found something my grandfather used to own, so he decided to give it to me. Did I not call it? Okay, I was kind of assuming he was still alive, but he's dead. But it was his grandfather, so I did get that part right, because I was just like, Anime likes to do something like, oh, your grandfather did something, and grandfathers always perverted men, so of course he would have something that he could just use to be perverted and rewind time. It was, of course, the pocket watch. I was kind of thinking of just the whole intro of the game. I was kind of thinking of, is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? Because his grandfather is like kind of the inspiration for him, like just trying to pick up women. So that's kind of where I got the idea of a grandfather. Considering I already had a smartphone, it was pretty useless, but I decided to keep it because it looked interesting, then I left for the store. Oh no, are we gonna get hit by Truck-kun? Soon after I left the house, I noticed something odd about the watch. The time it showed was 5 minutes behind the time on my smartphone. I tried to adjust it, but it wouldn't work. For a moment, I wondered if it was broken after being in storage for so long. The second hand was definitely still ticking away. What the heck, do I have to take this thing apart to fix it? Getting it repaired professionally would be too much of a pain. I didn't have that kind of money. I figured I could try to see if I could do anything myself, so I kept tinkering with it. Lesson learned, just like you shouldn't cross the street while playing with your phone, you shouldn't do it while playing with a watch either. Lesson learned. If the crosswalk light is green, you should always look both ways before crossing the street. That is very true. Do not jaywalk. I don't know, the city I live in, if you like are texting on your phone or looking at your phone while going for a crosswalk, they can fine you. Like they'll fine you $50, even if like you're perfectly fine. Looked up to verify that the pedestrian crossing light was green, and it was. So I continued walking normally while I fiddled with the watch. A car horn. The squealing of brakes. Eh? They were both familiar sounds, but I'd never heard them with such close proximity before. Does Japan have a lot of accidents because people are jaywalking? Because I feel like it's a very common theme to get hit by a car or a truck. It's like, it's got to be based off something, right? Like, they're not just making this up and they're just like, oh, okay, we're just going to isekai you now. Oh, no, this is where this CG is from? No, I've seen this CG before. No, it's freaking in memes. Oh, no. Oh, I love it so much. Looking up, I saw a truck hurtling towards me. I love this game already. I instantly froze. I'm dead. I'm 100% grade 8 cadaver material. I'm so glad I played freaking Corpse Factory recently, because now I know how to pronounce that word. That's great. Might be able to survive being hit by a car, but the size and speed of a truck are more than enough to end a person's life in an instant. Freaking truck-kun. Truck-kuns in all these freaking isekai games, or time travel. Don't even have a girlfriend, so I'm gonna die a sorry butt virgin. These were my final moments, and yet that stupid worry was the last thing to go through my mind before my butt would. I had nowhere to run, even if it was pointless. My hands flew up in front of me in an instinct in an attempt to shield myself. I'm just imagining him just going like, I'm gonna fight you right now, and just gets run over. The pocket watch flew out of my hand and tumbled through the air. My eyes were tightly closed, so I could feel the pressure of the truck barreling toward me through my skin. This is the worst. Game over, man. Game over. Clenched my teeth, hoping the end wouldn't be too painful. A small metallic sound rang out. It must have been the pocket watch smashing against the truck, almost as if the universe was demonstrating how easily the truck could crush my body. And then nothing happened. And that's the game, guys. So anyways, thank you for watching. The game just ends there. The deafening silence was broken only by the cries of the cicadas. I could sense that the sound of the truck had disappeared, and the noise from the station with it as well. Huh? I fearfully opened my eyes. Somehow, I was back in front of my house. It was once again a peaceful and damnably hot Sunday afternoon, and I was standing there alone in a stupor. Huh? And what just happened? I whipped my head back and forth. To verify I was still alive, but I didn't have any injuries to show. The only remnant from the ordeal was the cold sweat running down my spine. What happened to the truck? Where did Truck-kun go? No, my isekai waifus! And why am I back in front of my house anyways? Then I saw something. My fingers were clenched around something. It was the pocket watch that slipped out of my hand. I also noticed that somehow the minute hand had wound back and the time displayed was 5 minutes earlier than it shown when I last looked. Was the heat playing tricks with my imagination? Who is this? Who is this? I demand to know. Though I was just talking to myself, I was quite surprised to hear a voice responding. Though there didn't seem to be anyone around. Then I noticed something on the corner of my eye. I turned my gaze upwards. Oh. Oh. Oh, no, don't show me this. No. 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 Don't show me this. This was the picture that made me want to play the game. I saw this, I'm like, oh, frick, that's my fetish right there. I'm playing this freaking game. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, it's all coming out. Against the backdrop of the clear blue summer sky, hovering in the air like a goldfish swimming in a bowl, there was a woman. She wore a revealing dress, whose hem filtered in the breeze like a butterfly's wings. Are you really asking her if she's a ghost? Are you stupid? Are you stupid? Why would you say a ghost? She's obviously an angel, clearly, guys. Come on. Look at this beautiful woman. This is best girl right here, and it's already confirmed. Cretin, you just rewound. Oh, and she has that personality that looks down on you? Even better. Even better. I'm liking this game way too much. I see why the grandpa is not alive anymore. He wanted to be with the angel. He wasn't trying to prolong his life any longer than it needed to be. Smart man. Smart man. The ghost's piercing gaze upon me suddenly showed a hint of confusion. Me? I'm Rei Sawatari. God bless this game. Her glance flitted to and fro. She seemed almost as confused as me. It's gonna be the date we're going on right now. Alright, let's go. You and me. It's June, that'll be July soon. 2015. Gosh, this game's old. Maybe you understand, but I'm still completely lost here.
あんな形で初めて時計を使ったのなら説明がいるな。我が輩は時の神。その時計の精霊にして管理者クロノスなり。
Okay. Okay. This is a very distracting view, though, guys. Very distracting. You're not a ghost. Bruh, we just talked about this. I know, this is clearly an angel or a goddess. Everything about you looks like a ghost or spirit or something. I mean, you gave a big introduction as Crow, whatever, but I'm getting a real traditionalist kind of vibe from you. Still, the get-up's kind of hot, so I can't complain about that. Good job. No, I will worship at your feet, I promise. The ghost stared. Shut up, this dude! The ghost stared me down, but I was probably starting to calm down and think about what had happened. You're so dumb! Still don't quite understand. What is there about this that you need to understand? Just accept it. Just be a man. But even if I didn't know the exact reasons behind it, all I understood this much. My grandfather's pocket watch had some kind of special power. It summoned a top-tier waifu. Breaking the time watch had caused me to go back 5 minutes in time. That's how I ended up in front of my house 5 minutes before I would have been hit by the truck. It's almost too easy an explanation to believe, but if it saved my life, then I can't complain. Yeah, we got isekai'd, and it is glorious. It is everything that a man could ever dream of. I died. I felt goosebumps through the sweat on my skin. A sharp chill ran down my spine akin to someone pouring a blue Hawaii on the rocks down the back of my shirt. Is that a drink? I've never heard of that. If I hadn't been carrying this pocket watch with me, I would have undeniably been killed back there. I mean, to be fair, if you didn't have the pocket watch, you would have been fumbling around with it. You wouldn't have played with it. Things probably would have been different. You would think life always goes on peacefully for everyone, but really, people dying that way isn't exactly uncommon. That is the weirdest comparison I've ever heard, but okay. I'll accept it because I like you. Would a pigeon caught in a bombing raid even have anything resembling a face left? I pushed those intrusive thoughts away. He's really considering it. If there were more important things which had to be said. Crow, can I only use that power to rewind time once? I don't think that's her name. And another thing, I can't go back any further than 5 minutes, right? My grandfather used to own this watch. And God bless him for leaving this behind for me. Having verified everything with Greg glanced back at my house. It's a huge mansion. I don't come off as a braggart here, but my family's unusually ridiculously wealthy. This mansion was built back in my grandfather's era and it became sort of a headquarters for the Sawatari Corporation, which would go on to be one of the most powerful in the nation. Gosh dang, freaking rich people, man. Rich people got all the nice crap. You literally have a watch that can rewind time. You have a cute goddess. Freaking, we're getting ripped off, guys. We're getting ripped off. Life is so unfair. That's not the whole story. He actually had quite an ace up his sleeve. I was only a kid when he passed away, but I do remember that he was always brimming with confidence, almost as if he could do no wrong. I get it now. Gramps, it wasn't just your ace up your sleeve. You were cheating, weren't you? Indeed it is. Crow asked me, having only seen the house as well. Yeah, it is. I wouldn't say people are obsessed with money. People are obsessed with the things that money can do for you. Money is power. People like power. They like the things that money can get you. Because money itself has no value. It just, we perceive it to have value. Just got that right. In spite of my family's obscene wealth, they did try to raise me like a normal child. Learning how to be responsible with money would build character, they said. That's good. Currently, they provide me with a monthly allowance of just 3,000 yen. So that's like, what, 30 bucks? It's not bad. In return, they currently leave me to my own devices when it comes to my day-to-day life. But I'm just delaying the inevitable. As the eldest son of the Sawatari family, I will eventually lose the right to choose my own way. As the third-generation successor, I'm expected to be a model employee who will one day speak for the entire company. I never wanted to change my own destiny, though. I didn't have any other dreams or aspirations, and I always known that my future was set in stone anyways. However, I just had a brush with death. Prior to that experience, I had not truly understood what it meant to be alive.
お主は我が輩に何を望む？
Wouldn't you like to know? Not anything I can say while recording a video, that's what. As if she'd read my mind, Crow gave me a serious expression while asking a serious question to me. I'd clenched my fist without even realizing it. I'm not obsessed with money or anything like my grandfather was.
おう、いい心がけじゃな。
I mean, why would you care about money when you could have this right in front of you? I'll use this power to make my daily life more fun, and most importantly of all, I can finally get a girlfriend and graduate from my status as a virgin.
たわけ、超俗物。
Oh no! She immediately starts scolding us. That was my first encounter with Crow and the power of ChronoClock. He still calls her Crow. Oh my gosh. Well, this is a great game, guys. This is probably my game of the year already. So good. It's incredible.
まったく、バカは死んでも治らないとはよく言うが、盛りのついたけだものも変わらんの。
What's all this about? Wasn't expecting to see you at school. Gosh, and she follows us around too. So good. After classes let out, Crow was waiting for me outside the school building. One important thing of note here, I'm the only person able to see or hear Crow. She's not a tangible presence either, so I found myself attracting the stink eye from people around me as I greeted her.
昼頃に時計の力を使ったであろう。
Bro, what is
一
this?
体何かと思ってな。
This is a very perverted CG that they had, and then they had this too. It's very lewd. Am I allowed to show this on YouTube? Am I gonna get in trouble? You made use of the watch today, did you not? I was wondering what transpired. Wasn't anything
お
important.
主の緩んだ顔を見ていれば、大したことに時計の力を使ったとは思わんよ。
Oh, no. Absolutely not.
また女子を口説くことばかり考えていたのだろう。童貞。
You know, that's where my day led, sure.
我が輩と会った時に全力で宣言しただろうが。この童貞、童貞、童貞。
Don't they? Couldn't deny what she was saying since I had to go and open my big fat mouth that time. Anyways, you shouldn't be saying virgin over and over the way you're addressed. You're making me kind of nervous here.
なんだ？我が輩にまで欲情しておるのか？理性と知性に期待はしていなかったが、節操まで失ったか。
This guy? No. Now look here, don't you dare underestimate a growing boy like that. Hell, I could even... Oh no! No! Rewind time, don't say that.
やれるものならやってみろ。
He's okay with it? What even is this game? What even is this? While we were bantering back and forth like that had happened. I was already looking up since Crow was floating off the ground. The shadow of something falling caught my eye. It was a person. Oh frick, this is Miu falling off. A girl was falling from the sky. This should be obvious, but her descent did not miraculously cease the further she fell. Her body smacked. Bro, what is even going on in this game? Students nearby all screamed in horror.
身投げか？
Hearing Crow's disinterested voice finally snapped me out of my haze. Suicide? What the what even is this game? I grabbed my pocket watch and threw it against the pavement. We just freaking started this game and someone's trying to die. We were just laughing a second ago. What is going on? 5 minutes earlier in the classroom, I was back in the homeroom again. Classes already ended, so it was practically deserted. It seemed like I'd safely around time just before anything happened. How was that? Right out of nowhere.
どうしたご主人？急に時間を戻して。
Somebody fell to their
だ
death.
からどうした？
Because that's bad? Alright, I thought you were best girl, but you don't understand. Considering that she doesn't really think the way that humans do, maybe Crow doesn't get that a human dying is something to get worked up about. Hey, this isn't time to argue over that. I didn't see exactly where the girl had fallen from. This must have been up on the roof somewhere. Crow, go look up on the roof for me.
面倒だな。
With reluctance, she ascended through the ceiling of the classroom and disappeared. Not a time to laugh, but I'm just imagining her just like, woo. Maybe she really is a ghost. Can't fly her past her walls like she can, so I had to take the long way upstairs. There are only a few places where the roof can be accessed, and none of them are close by. Counted down the minutes as I ran. 1, 2, 3. I was in the classroom for about 1 minute, and I had been running for at least 2 minutes. Worst case scenario, I might have already lost 4 minutes. Knowing I only had 1 minute left, I kept running, dripping with sweat until I finally reached the door of the roof and threw it open. Just as I expected, I was not alone on the hot and humid rooftop. Aside from Crow, 2 other people stood there. 2 people? It wasn't a suicide. Margaret, pounding uncontrollably, I yelled to the person I recognized as if this was some sort of suspense movie. Oh my gosh. Shuji, did you kill
う
her?
るさいぞバカ。なんだその古臭いミステリー小説のタイトルみたいな叫びは。
Shuji was his usual abrasive self. Hearing him joking around like that threw me off for a moment. Now what? Turned to Crow, still wondering what had happened.
我が輩にもよくわからん。この二人、お主が来るまで黙ってにらめっこしていただけだ。
Cho just shrugged her bare shoulders. The bright sun really did make her look more enticing. Not the time, my guy. I then turned to the young girl whom I had seen fall from the roof a moment ago. She was so surprised at my sudden entrance, she turned bright red and stopped speaking altogether like the mermaid who lost her voice. She was a cute little girl, probably a first year. Yeah, definitely a cutie. I scratched my head wondering why I never checked out any of the first year girls before. Why is that such a thing, looking at, like, freshman girls? Like, look at somebody more closer to your age, my guy. What exactly is going on
知ら
here?
ねえよ。俺は屋上に呼び出されただけで、そこにお前が飛び込んできたんだ。
Oh, did this girl try to assassinate you? You must have thrown her off the roof in self-defense, right?
さんずいの頭がおかしいのは知ってるが、どうして俺が殺されなきゃいけないんだよ。
Oh, you freaking tell me, guy. Also, can I just point out that ridiculously tall building in the back there? What's going on with that? Because you have a big fat mouth. Hasn't anyone ever told you
俺は
that?
口が悪いんじゃない。嘘が嫌いなだけだ。
Yeah, we probably should have waited another second to get more context of what happened. Like, did she fall onto something or did she literally just die? Or so Suji says. Though he's technically right, he never lies. He says exactly what he's thinking with as much bluntness as possible, no matter the circumstances. See what I mean? If you don't watch your mouth with people, before you know it, your life's gonna end up like an 80% clearance sale on grudges.
残りの 20% はなんだ？
Please stop. You're so... No. You're asking me?
人と話すときくらい脳みそを使え。
I mean, probably. We're both dumb. Let's just say that. Running. No, wait. No, wait. We're just talking the same way we always
よ
do.
く考えろ、さんずい。男に屋上に呼び出されたら、焼きを入れられるかもしれないけど、女なら告白だろ。
Aha. Like that ever happened? Hearing Shuji's words, the girl suddenly froze in horror. He's like, yeah, no way a girl would be asking you out. She's like, well, I was trying to. Quite a blatant reaction. Did I come at a bad
間
time?
違いねえな。
Guess so. So why did this girl fall from the roof if she was in this situation 5 minutes before it happened? Did she try to confess but ended up being rejected and heartbroken, or was it just a freak accident that was voided this time because it showed up? I really wanted to get out of here, but knowing what I saw happen before, I couldn't move at all. The girl's expression was almost painful. Wow, where did you get that marker to cross your eyes out? She burst into tears as she ran away. She was running to get out of there. Clearly, she couldn't handle the stress of the situation. She was overwhelmed with emotion. She was trying to run with her eyes nearly closed. She actually dashed off in the wrong direction towards the edge.
おい
That's what it was. It all happened so fast for Shuji to react, but I moved a lot quicker because I knew what happened. Should have gotten nervous and ran off like that, whether I'd been there or not. The girl was moving slowly enough that I was able to reach out and grab her by the arm with little effort before she could fall.
おい、さんずい、大丈夫か？
So she was literally embarrassed and ran off the roof. I'm surprised you made it this far in life. Oh my gosh. Like, that's so dangerous. My arms were shaking like
さ
crazy.
くさてセクハラしてるんじゃねえよ。
Hey, I'm trying to save her life, okay? Will you... I was complaining to Shuji, he just sighed of relief.
それにしても、ビビった。心臓に悪い。
Yeah, of course, watching someone nearly fall to the death is scary enough to cause 3 or 4 heart
お前は
attacks.
心臓がいくつあるんだよ。
We're talking about it like we know.
どのみち致命傷じゃねえか。
Gosh, dang, you gotta watch where you're going. Oh my gosh, May. Hearing her voice, I suddenly realized the girl was trembling and her eyes were full of tears. I'm the one who wants to cry here. I wanted to go back in time and handle the situation a little bit better, since I could only use the watch once an hour. That wasn't an
お
option.
い、さんずい。
Yeah, no, wait. When Shuji started walking over, I held up my hand and motioned for him to stop. The girl tried to confess her feelings and then got so embarrassed she nearly fell to her death. There are still loose ends left unresolved, and I couldn't resolve them with Shuji still here. Shuji, you should go back to class.
そうはいかないだろ。
We're just trying to solve this situation. This girl was literally not paying attention at all. Please, just do it. She won't calm down until you leave.
参ったな。
Shuji looked down at the distraught girl once again and
わ
sighed.
かった。だけどさんずい、 泣いてる子に変なことするなよ。
We just saved her life. What do you mean? You think we're gonna take advantage of her after just doing that? Who do you think I
もっ
am?
つり変態の何事にも真面目になれないすかした野郎だろうが。
You know, get out of here, Shuji. I don't like you. You know me well, then. I'm gonna start calling Shuji the mastermind. He's probably the mastermind of some evil organization now. Turned his side with one of my own. He's just like Yoichi. Freaking just like in 9-9. Just go before this gets any more
もう
complicated.
十分に面倒だけどな。
Yeah, and you're making it more complicated, so please leave. Shuji just had to get the last word in before he left. At the same time, Crow floated down to where he was sitting without a care in the
何
world.
をしているのだお主は。
Couldn't answer Crow while the girl was with me. But her question was a valid one. What on earth was I doing anyways? Trying to comfort this girl who was trying to jump off a roof? Like, gosh dang, what is going on in this game? We started the game seeing some future scene, then we died, then we saw a beautiful goddess waifu, and then some girl tried to jump off a roof. Like, this, it hasn't even been an hour yet. Give the girl a moment to calm down before I said anything else to her. Okay, I need to calm down too. I'm like, gosh dang, there's a lot going on in this game. Okay. Although Crow came over to see what was happening, she soon got bored and floated away like a balloon when I wouldn't talk to her. When Crow doesn't have anything to do, she likes to sit all day on the monorail that goes around the city, or sometimes just for leisurely strolls through the atmosphere. Dang, I wish I could do that. That'd be fun. Putting that aside, it's hot. I wipe the sweat away from my brow with the back of my hand. The rooftop is open to students, but most people don't go there during the summer and winter. Generally too lazy to leave the air-conditioned classrooms. Even the students who think of eating lunch outside for a change of pace would prefer eating in the shade of the courtyard over the hot rooftop. Yeah, I don't blame them. I'd imagine that Japan gets some pretty hot summers. I turned my attention back to the girl who was looking up at me. She looked quite confused, but at the least she had calmed down. Oh, I guess you don't know who I am at all. Let me introduce myself. I am Playboy Millionaire Ray. Oh, okay. I saw Shuji. I thought he was saying his name was Suji for a second. I was like, what? Just passing through and I saw my classmate Shuji. We're both second years and my name is Ray. Don't worry about it. Actually, you do need to worry about it because it'll probably become your last name. Call me Ray. Not big on my last name. So does he not like his last name because he doesn't like his family? He doesn't like his family's business? He doesn't want to be associated with them? Is that kind of the deal? Is that kind of what I'm getting? Interesting. Miyu Suzuki. Wow, just like Haruka. You don't have to keep apologizing. It's okay, you don't have to apologize. Please, stop. How many times are you gonna apologize? Yeah, you are apologizing about apologizing about apologizing. Do you really think I'm that scary? I literally just saved your life. What do you mean I'm scary? Stop apologizing. She's come full circle. This girl must know how integral repetition is to the chemistry of a good comedy duo without even realizing it. Surely if someone took her under their wing, she could become famous. Whoa, whoa, you got me all wrong. I'm not trying to start a comedy duo here. Forget it, just talking to myself here. Though I have a feeling that your destiny might be waiting for you in Kansai.
Kansai?
Her eyes wide in disbelief. She clearly didn't know what I was talking about. I'm guessing that's where, like, a lot of comedy is. I had to calm her down by telling her a bunch of dumb jokes. But it was plain to see she was incredibly nervous about talking to someone she didn't know. Well, anyways, let's sit down and talk. I don't really think we should stand here and talk considering what happened earlier. She sat down, like I told her. There we go. I was just glad she was cooperating with me. I sat on the ground with her, not taking my eyes off of her. Guys, what is this? Panty shots? Really? No, it's nothing. Just so I can see her panties. Light green, huh? Plain white ones aren't that bad either, but I feel like the mature sort of impression different colors can leave. Just a side benefit though, so I didn't point it out. There certainly wasn't any reason to. It's just a little hard for me to explain, so let me just confirm a few things. So you tried to tell Suji how you felt, but you were too nervous to actually do it. Then I barged in on you guys at the worst possible time, right?
。緊張すると頭がぐるぐるしちゃって、何も。
Miu looked terribly discouraged about the whole thing. Man, what a bummer. Wonder what to do next. After a rewound time to save her from that fall, my work here is pretty much done. But to Miu, I look like some weird upperclassman who came in and messed up everything right when she was trying to confess her feelings. She wouldn't believe me if I told her the truth. Besides, my time rewinding ability wasn't something I could talk to others about in earnest. Such is the most troublesome aspect of time travel. You're trying to confess after all, huh? Well, it's just really impressive that you worked up the courage to try. I'm not joking or flattering you here. I wish I had a girlfriend too, but I've never been brave enough to confess my feelings to someone. I really think that's amazing. That said, I'm kind of curious, what do you like about Shuji? You're so nervous we're going to hold much of a conversation. Maybe I should lead the conversation on a little bit more then. He's a good chap, you know? He may be a bit of an otaku and sometimes can be a loudmouth, but he says whatever he darn well pleases, and he can be reliable and honest when you least expect it. So I think he'd make any girlfriend of his pretty happy. You could say we're friends. Don't tell him I said this, but he's my pal. I laughed because I'd never say that if he was around. Even after Shuji learned that I was successor to the reins of a major corporation, that didn't change how he'd carry on with me, like any other guy. That was proof that he saw me as as my own person, not a Sawatari, as I was grateful for that. Okay, so he doesn't want to be associated with his family. Gotcha. Wondering that.
私は実は石田先輩のことは全然詳しく。
Didn't you try to confess to him?
この前の急な雨の日、傘を忘れて困ってる私に石田先輩が自分の傘を貸してくれて。
Ah, so he did a kind thing. Did a kind thing, gave you his umbrella, and you felt indebted to him. You're like, okay, I'll be his girlfriend. You're joking, right? It's hard to believe that someone could fall in love because of that.
でも、人を好きになるのに理由って必要なんですか?
I suppose not. That was the first time I heard Miu speak so clearly. Her eyes were serious, and I knew that those words held some significance to her. I didn't know how to respond. I envied her for her clear intent and determination, things which I never had. There are plenty of girls who I think are cute, but never tried to seriously confess to a girl before, disregarding all the times I used the watch. Can I ask you one more question?
はい、どうぞ。
If you had just one chance to turn back time and relive your life from any point in the past, how far would you go? How far would you turn the hands of time?
やり直す。
That's a really oddly specific question. It was a sudden question, but Miu seriously considered answer before responding. Then she gave a wry smile.
さっきの告白の前。
Well, too late for that one.
言いたいですけど、多分私は私にしかなれないだろうから、今のままでいいです。
Alright, I lost. I raised my hands in surrender.
もけ?
I'm sorry, I screwed up your confession like that. Since I'm Shuji's friend, I'd like to make it up to you. I can tell you anything you want to know about him. I'll try to help you with your anxiety too. Hopefully I can at least help you avoid falling off any more roofs and embarrassment. There's no guarantee I'll be there to save you next time. Never mind that. Of course, I'd like to help you, but only if you want the help. I know we're practically strangers, but I don't want to pry or anything. Apparently she didn't think she had a choice in the matter, judging from her reaction there. I saw the tension of her shoulders dissipate as she let out a big sigh.
石田先輩のことを知ってる人が手伝ってくれるのはすごく助かります。
I admire your honesty. We were finally having a real conversation. Apparently she didn't mind me meddling with her affairs either. You'll probably want to talk to him like tomorrow or something. I'll look into some things for you.
私からも一つ聞いていいですか?
Sure.
石田先輩には彼女がいるんでしょうか?
Probably not if he met you on the roof and was willing to hear your confession. Nope, he doesn't.
よかった.
I mean, unless he was just playing you. I mean, you tried to ask him out without even checking if he had a girlfriend first. That was pretty surprising.
だって勢いよく行けば大丈夫かなって心が決まっちゃったんですもん。
I guess. Miu's indignance looked strangely adorable. Yet she's courageous, socially anxious, yet craving social contact. In spite of these ostensible contradictions, perhaps her timid appearance really did conceal a strong, determined sense of will. So what would happen if I called Chuji up here again tomorrow so you could tell him how you feel? Do you think it would go well?
今日の失敗を思い出してさらにひどいことになる気がします。
Well, today didn't go so well. How about you don't do it on the roof where you could just fall off if you try to run and get embarrassed? In this case, I'd have to agree. She probably couldn't do it. By the way, I didn't have it myself, so I don't really understand what it's like to have social anxiety. What would you say it feels like?
頭ではああしようこうしようって思ってるのに、やってることや言ってることが全然別のことになっちゃうんです。
Yeah, I had social anxiety as a kid, so like I know all about this. You just like overthink everything. You're constantly worried about what other people think about you or like what you're doing. You're very self-conscious of your actions. It's not fun. It makes it really hard, like just talking to people sometimes, or like going up to a counter to order food, or talking on the phone especially. Really nerve-wracking. It's like something you have to like build up for depending on how bad your social anxiety is. Like you can have it kind of mildly, or I had it pretty severe at some points in my life.
それがさらにプレッシャーになってどんどん状況が悪くなって。
I guess it would be pretty tough to explain.
もし協力していただけるなら、レイ先輩と石田先輩は同じ上級生ですし、こうやって。
She seemed to lack confidence at first glance, but actually it wasn't that hard to get her to talk about herself. That'd be the easiest method. I guess it just feels kind of arbitrary. I don't know if just talking would really help you or
とり
not.
あえず勢いに任せて当たって砕けろというのが私の方針なんですけど。
I mean, you can do that, but it's okay to like think about what you're gonna say first. I think you should have a clear understanding of your personality and objective, though. Fools rush in where angels fear to tread, and the bigger they are, the harder they fall. We know all about angels, right?
レイ先輩は勢いに任せたりしないんですか?
I mean, you certainly can do that, but like there's times when you should just think things through. Like you don't need to rush into everything. Like to plan things out. And I end up throwing that plan away in the end even more.
旗迷惑だって周りから言われませんか?
For such a shy girl, you're certainly not one to mince words.
すみません。
Seriously, you need to stop apologizing. You're cute, so I suppose I can forgive you. Cute girls and handsome men are a privileged lot, after all. Anyways, I think this should do.
ちょうどいい?
You said you wanted to talk to me so you could get used to it. We shouldn't have aimless discussions. You need to set some sort of goal for our conversation. Your practice is going to be really effective.
なるほど。つまり何かルールを作るってことですね。確かになんとなく雑談してるだけだと初対面の先輩後輩の溝を埋めるだけで何週間もかかっちゃいそうですよね。
I was just speaking my mind there. I'm surprised you got on so quickly.
そんな具体的にどうするかまでは思いついていませんし。
Firstly, since you want to open up to people more, I think we should do something that's mutually embarrassing for you and me both. Oh.
自信はないですけど努力はします。
How about stand-up comedy in front of the whole class?
冗談ですよね。
Why don't you just go do karaoke? I feel like karaoke's a pretty good one. Kind of embarrassing if you're not like a great singer. I think it would give you more courage.
それはそうでしょうけど。
Yeah, well, that is sounded a bit embarrassing, so I'm not doing it. I was really surprised. I didn't expect such a snappy comeback. This girl might just be a genius.
どうしてそれを?
What was that reaction just now? I was wondering if she set up for another punchline, but her expression was serious.
もしかして最初から私の秘密を知ってたんですか?
Whatever this girl's smoking, I'll take two. Felt like I was misunderstanding me, but I was curious about the secret of her, so I nodded. Kind of, I don't know the specifics though.
詳しいことっていうか、前の学校で全
Oh, so you're a
教科の
genius.
テスト
Okay.
の点が良すぎて、カンニングを疑われて追加で受けた IQ テストの結果が高かったんですよ。
Got a pretty high result, huh?
その後いろいろあって、この学校から学費も免除するからぜひって声をかけられて、それもうちは父子家庭なので学費も助かりますし、 早く卒業できればその分働けますし。でも本当にものすごい天才とかじゃないので、みんなには秘密にしてたんですけど。
Her previous school, the IQ test, and her family situation were fairly immaterial, but she mentioned something about graduating early. Milling it over, the only thing I concluded from all that was, you skipped grades.
はい、そうですけど。
You literally look younger than everybody else. What do you mean you skipped grades? You look like you should be in middle school. Nodded her head in affirmation. My own curiosity has unearthed a somewhat unusual secret of hers. Oh, well, can I ask how many grades you skipped?
2年です。
She's younger than the rest of the first year class, then Miyu's real age would be around the time when all the boys are incredibly stupid and all girls are incredibly naive. I see. Her small frame was actually befitting of a girl her age. Her mood swings from shy to reckless could be attributed to her lack of life experience, and now she's experiencing a classic case of love at first sight. The gap between her and my fellow second-year students would be enormous considering the physical and emotional development she still had ahead of her. No wonder my initial impression of her was so ambiguous. I imagine the age difference would factor into her social anxiety as well.
他の人には内緒ですよ。
You got it. Given how many people react to that news, it was definitely a secret to be signed and sealed, but not delivered to anyone else. In any case, you seem to warm up talking to me well enough, though.
そうですね。
Even Mio seemed surprised by that as she responded.
先輩はなんだか他の人より話しやすい気がします。
Well, thank you. I'm glad. Well, I have a younger sister. Maybe that's why talking to girls comes more naturally to me or something.
お兄ちゃんなんですね。
You gonna start calling me Big Brother too? You say that again.
お兄ちゃんなんですね。
This dude. Oh my gosh. Kick this man out. Alright then, I feel like I'm gonna die if I stay in this heat any longer, so let's stop here for today. I want to make sure I had everything right, since that conversation got pretty complicated pretty quickly, but I was pretty much about to fry on this roof. Made sure to imprint the image of her panties on my mind one last time before I stood up. Terrible. Absolutely terrible person. You stood up and brushed off her skirt. So I'm gonna think about our plan of action. I'll let you know when I come up tomorrow.
ありがとうございます。先輩は関係ないのに変なことに巻き込んでしまって。
It's no big deal. After all, I was the one willingly getting myself tangled up in this. I have to say though, it's nice to hear you thanking me instead of apologizing for once. I lightly bonked her on the head just because it was at the perfect height, and she looked terribly surprised. That's such a terrible reason to do anything like that. Chuchi's real lucky to have such a precious little diamond fall for him like that. She's literally like way younger though. Oh, this is pretty. I like this. It's very nice. Spent so much time dealing with this whole charade that by the time I left school, it was getting close to dusk. I still didn't feel like going home just yet, so I decided to take a stroll along the beach, which was within walking distance of the school building. Confession, huh?
なんとも妙なことになったの。
Girl floated down to the ground. With the red glow of the sunset illuminating her body, her resemblance to a goldfish was all that more apparent. What? What?
童貞を卒業しようと女子探しをしていたお主が他人の恋路の手伝いとはな。
Could you please stop calling me a virgin?
繁殖目的での女子探しか？
That's not what this whole thing is about, little Miss Subtlety. Maybe I ought to just hurl her watch into the sea.
では、あの女子にどんな下心があるというのだ？
Realizing she's just about asking me a serious question this time, I grinned back at her. In all seriousness, I thought Mia was pretty courageous to do that, so I wanted to help out. And besides, I lightly patted the watch in my pocket. I have such a powerful ability to rewind time here, and I'm only a student, so it's more power than I know what to do with. So I'm thinking maybe using it to help out other people isn't a bad idea. Not that it wouldn't be really cool if I ended up saving the world or something with this much power, though. All the same, helping a friend work through their awakening perception of love was more than enough for me. Girl gave a strange murmur in
ろくで
response.
もないことにしか時計の力を使わないと思ったが、ついには自分の利益のためですらなくなったか。どうもお主は今まで我が輩が接したことのある人間とは毛色が違う。 褒めてはおらんよ。
It was not words of praise. Whatever, just wait until tomorrow. I had planned on taking it easy after school today, but then I got caught in the middle of this whole situation. Ultimately, though, it was just a matter of waiting for tomorrow. It was time to go home and sleep on it. Alright, let's do that. Sounds like a good idea. See what trouble we can get into tomorrow. It's just a little, like, they're doing, like, the anime where you have the little, like, what is that called? Transition. Every so often the day would begin with a soft, slightly cool sensation accompanied by a pleasant aroma. Well, guys, I'm going to end it here. I think this is a solid hour, you know, and that's good for our first episode. Lots going on there. A lot of conversation. Already worried about panty shots. I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to censor these. I don't think I can show that on YouTube. Don't want to get in trouble. Interesting concept so far, though. I like that the main character is very perverted, but at the same time, he's like trying to do good things. He's not just like solely trying to use it for just purposes. Okay, I'll say that. A lot happened though already. I was like, dang. Like I said earlier, he just straight up dies, meets a goddess, and then saves a girl from dying too. I'm like, wow. Okay, that's a lot to just cram into the first. That was like in the first like 30. 45 minutes, okay? Like, wasn't that long into the game yet. But interesting concept. Okay, I'm here for it. We'll see where it goes. I can see why you guys might be maybe wanted me to play this. Definitely something I could get into, that's for sure. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna end it here, and I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you guys in the next episode. Have a good one.